Hi, good morning. And in last class we discussed about SVC and STATCOM to control the voltage reactive power. And reactive power and voltage are directly proportional. And if reactive power demand is more means then voltage profile will decrease. We need to compensate. How we are compensating some static wire compensators, static compensators, and the static condenser, series capacitors, shunt capacitors, and like that we are having some methods we already discussed. And this class I want I'm going to discuss about tap changer. Tap changer, it's a transformer to inject the voltage, variable voltage. Means transformer is having a some number of turns. That turns is proportional to the voltage is directly proportional to the number of turns. And if number of turns increases means then voltage will increase. Number of turns decreases means voltage will decrease. That is the tap changing transformer principle, general transformer principle. Same principle we are using for the tap changing also. Like we are using a that number of turns is varying some manually by changing the tap. That is tap changer. A tap changer is a device fitted for power transformers for regulation of the output voltage required levels. Okay. One more is there onload tap changer. That is in the load we are changing the voltage. That is somewhat difficult. And in regulating the power transformers used in electrical energy networks and industrial applications. Okay. And next, if you seen the tap changing transformer is like this, and these are the taps. Okay, if you are increasing the tap means that you are changing from this position from here to the here means then voltage will increase. Okay, these are the turns. Okay, number of turns are increasing and voltage will increase according to our required level. Okay, tap changers are two types. One is offload and one is onload. Offload means when load is not there at that time we are increasing the voltage or decreasing the voltage, changing the tap. And onload means at the load time that current, and that will at that time current will flowing through these taps also, and at that time that spark will also come. That is somewhat difficult, we need to manage. Okay, and this is a tap changer transformer. We are connecting at the receiving end or sending end according to our requirements. Okay, and next is a HVDC transmission. Like if you want to transfer bulk amount of power to the long distances, we are using a high voltage DC transmission. When compared to AC transmission is having a losses and voltage drop and reactive power. These are so many things are there we need to consider in AC transmission. But in DC transmission, that losses are less, and that reactive power is not there in DC transmission. Uh, and also these controls is easy in DC transmission. That's why we are going for the DC transmission. And for the DC transmission, we are having a we need a some rectifier and inverter. A rectifier at the sending end and inverter at the receiving end. that is a DC transmission. And next, how reactive power is controlled. That in AC transmission we are having a reactive power control is required. Compensation for controlling we are using some compensating techniques, so that is series shunt and static wear, static shunt reactor. These are the some compensating techniques are there, but in DC transmission this is not there, and this is not required. And if you want to transfer a very long distances, that means we are using a DC transmission, HVDC transmission. And also you can see here, in AC transmission, if you want to increase the voltage level, we are keeping some uh, voltage regulators at the at middle of the transmission line, uh, and in DC transmission line, that voltage regulators, so that substations are not required. We can transfer a long distance power. Okay, no need of any substation in middle of the transmission line. Okay. That is also one of the advantage of DC. And the control of DC, power flow control in DC link. And in power flow control is very fast with a proper control algorithm. Okay, in DC link, power flow control is very fast with proper one good algorithm is required. Okay, how we are controlling with rectifier and inverter control. Okay, that for that control operation of the rectifier and inverter, we need a one good algorithm. Okay, and DC link is also used for the two asynchronous power systems, like one is having a some 50 Hz, one is having a 60 Hz. Okay, that frequencies are different, and one is having a different voltage and another is having a different voltage and current rating and frequencies are different. Okay, two power systems. How we are connecting? By using DC link we can connect. We are converting that into a DC by using rectifier, and after that, that one also, after that we are converting into AC. Okay, or that is possible by using back to back connection, back to back station, without having any transmission line. Okay, we can connect a two asynchronous power systems by using this. Okay. Okay, and this. Okay, thank you. And next class we can see.